Hi all, welcome to Acharya Coding School. So in this class we can discuss about the firewalls. So before going to the Linux firewalls, let us understand what the firewall actually does. So generally if you see the firewall, it's mainly acts as a security layer between the your system and the internet. So it's mainly it filters network traffic based upon the rules. So if it is a good traffic, the firewall will allow to access to your private network or system. So if it is a bad network or hackers network or malwares, anything, the firewall will not allow to access to our system. So here the firewall acts as a security for accessing something. So it mainly decides which packets are allowed into our system. So, for example, if you think the network ports, we have like a port 22, port. So we have like a different port 80. So we have like a different types of port. So mainly the secure firewall is the security guard at the gate. So for example, if you think of your home, so the firewall mainly acts as a security guard. So who will enter to your home? So here the firewall decides who can enter and who can leave your home. So here mainly firewall accepts all incoming and outgoing packets and allows them to a set of rules. So here the firewall is a network security device mainly that monitors and controls the incoming and outgoing traffic. So here the firewall protects from the incoming traffic. So here it is a good traffic means it will allow to access to our network. So if it is bad traffic means it will not allow to access to our network. So it mainly acts as a barrier between the trusted and the untrusted networks. So it mainly blocks the unauthorized access. Here we have like a hardware based and as well as software based services we have. So here mainly the firewall protects against the hacking, malware and unauthorized data access. It mainly acts as a security for our network. So here we have like a IP tables and firewalls. So we can discuss each one in detail. So in this we have like a IP tables, command line utility, and in the firewalls we have a dynamic firewall management. So we have these why we are using these IP tables and firewalls. So these IP tables is the command line utility that controls our Linux kernel firewall. So it has like some set of rules, tables and chains. So but it was a IP tables was a traditional Linux server. Whereas like if you take the firewall, it mainly acts as a latest modern version. So here we are using the zones and services in the firewall. It was like easier management. So we are using with the zones and services. In these IP tables, there is no concept of zones. Here we are using the direct manipulation of chains, input and output forward. So these are only three will be exist in the IP tables. But in the firewalls, it integrates with the system AD and we are dealing with the dropping connections. So here we have like some basic rules while dealing with IP tables and firewalls. So let us discuss each one in detail. So if you want to list the rules in the IP tables, how many rules are exist in the IP tables if you want to know, you used to give this command like sudo IP tables -l -b, like kind of commands are exist. So let us discuss each one. Execute, we can execute in the system as well as, and we can discuss. So let us go to our Linux mission. We can start our system. Let us wait until the so once it is started, we can deal with the commands. So let us come to our mission. So once we are connected to our system, so we used to give the command for listing the rules in the IP tables. So if you give the command sudo IP tables, if you got error like sudo IP tables command not found, so we need to install IP tables in our system. So before going to that, I will explain what is the command this command will do. So the sudo you already know. So this is the root user. So using this user have enter permissions, and we have like IP tables. So for listing those IP tables, we are using these commands. So -l represent list of all rules available in our system, like in the IP tables. So it will list out the rules. So here we are using the B for the verbose purpose. So it's mainly showing the packets and byte counts, like kind of activities will be showing by using this command. We have like -n. So it's mainly showing the IP ports and numeric forms, so which are available in the IP tables. So before going to this, we need to install IP tables in our Linux machine. So we need to install sudo yum install IP tables -y. So we are going to install the IP tables in our Linux machine. Let us wait until the Linux. So the installation is done. So after installing this, we need to enable the IP tables. So we need to enable the IP tables. So if it is does not starting, we need to start the IP tables. Let us wait. Unit. So here it is showing that IP table service is not found. So we can verify the installation first of all. So whether we have done the correct installation or not. IP tables. So if we give the, we have successfully installed. So if you give this command, you are going to check in how many number of chains are available, how many number of packets, and how many number of bytes, how many number of source and destination. We are going to get everything once we use to install those commands. So it mainly shows something like a chains, input, policies, accept, and everything will be showing in the detail. And we have like a allow SSH. So to allow incoming ports to our Linux machine, so we are using the some command. So we can discuss this command in detail. So the IP tables -a input means it will append the rule to our input chain. So in the IP tables, we have everything, we are dealing with the chains. So input, output, forwards. We have like a different types of chains are available in the IP tables. So we are dealing with the -a input means it will append the rules to our input chain. So -p. -p represents the port. So here we are using the port 22. So that's why we are going to give the port 22. So here the protocol is TCP. We are using, if we are using the UDP protocol means you can give the UDP. So like you can define based upon the which protocol you are using, you can give the protocol as well. So here -d port. So -d represents the destination. So here the destination port is 22. -j accept means it will allow the traffic. So let us execute this command. So we already allowed the port 22 to our Linux machine. So by default, port 22 is allowed. If you want to enable the port 80 means you can enable. So if you want to allow the HTTP, so for the HTTP, the port number is 80. So if you want to allow the HTTP port number means you can allow. You can. And we have a command for dropping all other incoming traffic. So for allowing the incoming traffic, we are having the ports like 22 and 80. So if you want to drop your incoming traffic, because if it is a malware or hackers or any software, if you don't want to enter to your system, so then you can automatically drop the incoming traffic. Then you can execute this command and you can check now. Likewise, so these are like we have discussed allowing HTTP, HTTPS, SSH, different types of traffic. So if it is an unknown traffic, so if you don't know if you don't want to allow the incoming packets or traffic to your system, you can drop, means you can block. Till now we have discussed about the basic rules like IP tables examples, how we are dealing with in our system. So you have set some rules in the IP tables. If you want to clear the tables, IP table rules, you can clear using the delete rules. We have commands sudo IP tables hyphen f. So this we want to delete all the rules. You have to be careful because if you haven't provided any rules, but what will happen? IP tables will allow all the traffic. So then easily hackers get hacked your system. So that's why we need to be careful while executing this command. Till now we have discussed about the IP tables examples. And for firewalls also we have like a several examples. So the firewall is a modern firewall. Present nowadays many members are using. So here we are using the firewalls with the zones and the services. So it's mainly like simpler and dynamic. So there is no restarting needed after each change. So here we need to means restart after doing something changes. Here does not require any new changes when you are dealing with the firewalls. So we can execute the commands now. So we need to start the firewalls. Before that, we need to install the firewalls in our system. Let us install the firewall now. Sudo install install firewall hyphen y. So why we need to give the hyphen y? Because it exists without any permissions asking, it automatically gets installed in our machine. Let us wait until get installed. It was installed. Let us wait until it's installed. is taking more time. Once the installation is done, so we have successfully installed the firewall. Now we can deal with the commands. So for starting the firewall, so we have the command called sudo systemctl start firewall. So let us execute this command. Why it is failing? Let us see once again. We have installed firewall, right? So let us debug it now. Why it is does not starting? So in real time also you will get like this only. Let us try to enable. It may be due to compiler issues, I think, because we have started in the Linux version CLI itself. So that's why some commands will not execute. We need to connect through the PuTTY or Mobile. So then every command will be executed. Don't worry. So we have like in the firewalls we have like a default zone. Let us try to copy paste now. So it's mainly for checking the default zones. When you're trying to copy paste, you need to be careful. So we are getting firewall command not found. So here this means we need to reinstall our firewall once again. Let us try it once again and sudo yum install firewall hyphen y. Yeah, this is page. So until wait it gets installed. It will take more time for installing the firewalls. So before it gets installed, we can discuss these commands. So here we are dealing with the firewalls to allow the SSH port. SSH port means 20, 22. So if you want to allow the SSH into our firewall means you have to give these commands. If you want to allow the HTTP means you need to give the zones. And if you want to reload the apply changes, so we have like a reload command. And if you want to check the allowed services, which commands you have allowed, then you need to provide this command. I think it's taking more time. Let us wait for 2 minutes until it gets installed. Oh my god, it will taking more time, I think. Let us wait. Yeah. Let us try to clean it. So we have cleaned the which we have installed, but let us try once again. So now we are starting the firewalls. So we have installed the firewalls and we are now starting the firewalls. The firewall execution and everything, it will take more time. Once it is done, we can skip now. Just for executing purpose only. This. So this is for the allowing SSH, HTTP and reloading apply changes. So we have like a allowing the services which we want to allow into our firewalls. So we have like a different types, and we have like a default policies. In the IP tables, we have like a default policies. So you can set the default actions for the chains. So for the chains means in the IP tables we have like a chains means input, output and forward. So we can check using this pseudo IP tables input drop. So it mainly drops all the incoming traffic by default. So it will not allow any incoming traffic to your system. So we have like a pseudo IP tables output accept. So it will allow all the outgoing traffic by default. So without your permission, it allow the outgoing traffic. And we have like a pseudo IP tables -p forward drop. So by default, it will drop forward packets. Thank you.